Okay, so lesson 3, our C major scale. We'll be using only white keys on our piano to work on playing each hand individually and then together to lay that solid foundation of a C major scale. Scales are very important to learn on the piano because they allow us to play quickly, confidently, and actually memorize pieces a little bit easier as well as doing some muscle memory and learning patterns. So it kind of ties in everything we've been talking about this theory week as well as our last. Now, we have 3 different versions of our scale depending on where you're at in our lesson books. So if you're in our preschool or primer 1 books, I want you to do the 5-finger scale. If it's too easy, then you can always move on, but start with our 5-finger scale. That will be the first one we cover. If you are in the primer 2 or primer 3 books, remember these are listed on the front of your lesson book, then you're going to do the 1-octave scale, which is the second scale set that we're going to go through. If you're feeling a little bit unsure with that one, you can start with 5-finger and then do the 1-octave. Now, if you're in our elementary books, those ones are green, or the intermediate ones, the purple ones, then you'll be doing our 2-octave C major scale. Some of you might have already started working on these with me in class, so this one shouldn't be too tricky for you. If you are in the elementary or intermediate and 2-octave scale feels a little bit too tricky, you can always go to the 1-octave scale. So, and then work up to the 2-octave scale. So, first up, 5-finger scale. Our right hand starts us off on C with your thumb. You're going to play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're just playing every single white key that your fingers are underneath. Your left hand will do the same thing with your pinky on C, starting with finger 5, working all the way up. Then you will work backwards. I will show you this in a video in just a moment so that way you can see what it looks like. I'm not going to go in depth, but I do want you to practice it, rewatch this if you'd like. But the gist of it is that you're going to work on C, D, E, F, G, G, F, E, D, C. And then your left hand, same thing. Once you're feeling comfortable, you can do both hands at the same time with one hand on middle C, preferably your right hand, and your left hand on low C. So here is the video.
C major scale, 5 fingers, with your right hand on middle C. Your left hand is going to actually be on low C with your pinky. So right hand first. Then your left hand. Once that is comfortable, we're going to do both hands together. So both will be on C. Go nice and slow. It can be kind of weird because our hands are not used to going like this. They want to roll together with the same fingers. So nice and slow. Good job.
Awesome. Alrighty, so 5-finger scale, that again is for our preschool and primer 1 students. Next up, we have a 1-octave scale. This is for our primer 2 and primer 3 students, and if you're feeling uneasy as an intermediate or an elementary student, you can start here. So, similar thing, but the difference being our thumbs and our third fingers will be moving around a little bit because we do not have 8 fingers. We only have 5. So our hands have to move around a little bit. Right hand starts us off. We're going 1, 2, 3. Thumb sneaks underneath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you go backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Third finger jumps over to E. 3, 2, 1. Left hand does the same thing, it's just backwards. So your left hand 5 will be down there on low C, and you'll play 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then third finger hops on over, get that middle finger up and over to A. 3, 2, 1. Then going backwards, same thing, in reverse. 1, 2, 3. Thumb sneaks underneath for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, after you've mastered the right hand by itself, left hand by itself, you can play them together. I will show you all 3 of these versions, right hand, left hand, and together in our next video.
C major scale, right hand, then our left hand, and then together, 1 octave. Right hand starts off on middle C with your thumb. Sneak that thumb under for F. You sneak that third finger over for E. One more time. All right, now your left hand, your pinky down there on low C. Sneak that third finger over to A. And going back down, your thumb goes under to G. One more time. All right, now both hands go very slowly because they transition at different times. Right hand, left hand. Now going back down. Left hand, right hand. Very nice.
Alrighty, so there's our 1-octave scale. Let's jump on over now to our 2-octave scale. So this is for those of you in the elementary books, the green new ones, or if you're in the purple books because you're an intermediate student. If you found that the 1-octave scale was too easy for you and you are in the primer books, you're still welcome to participate. So this one has a lot of switching. It's very similar to our 1-octave, the biggest thing being you're going to 4 instead of 3. This is so that way you can get all the way up 2 octaves instead of just 1 octave, because otherwise you would get stuck on your pinkies. So let's go ahead and watch the video for this. I do have the finger numbers written out, but this is a little bit simpler to read in my opinion. So let's check out the video.
Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate the C major scale 2 octaves, starting with that right hand thumb on middle C. Left hand starting on low C. Okay, after you've practiced that a bit, you can go ahead and try out both hands. Just go very slowly. It's a little bit weird at first, watching out for those 3 and 4 transitions. You should end with your pinky on your left hand and your thumb on your right hand on those C's. Good job.
Awesome, awesome. Alrighty, so again, 2-octave scale. Practice that right hand when it's comfortable, then the left hand. When it's comfortable, then you do them together. So, lesson 3 assignment is just to practice, 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 practice. Use your scale, whichever of those 3 you're doing, as a warm-up at the beginning of your practice times this week. We're going to start our classes next week with seeing how your middle C scale practice, tongue twister, was, and seeing where you're at with it. If you need help, if you need any adjustments, I can always help you out in class. But the biggest thing is make sure you practice, practice, practice. Use this video to help you out. You can also go onto our virtual piano class YouTube page, and on there I have all 3 of the demonstration videos outlined for you as well.